The year 2022 has been a good year for gaming, as I have mentioned and talked in length about in my video about my favorite games this year. But what about 2023? Does it look good, or will I have enough time to work on my backlog? Here's a little spoiler: I won't. Let's take a look at some of the upcoming games in 2023 that I'm super excited about and will probably buy day one and play sometime later. January starts off strong for me. The first game that I'm super excited about is One Piece Odyssey. I actually finally pre-ordered the game right before writing the script for this video because I had a 20% off coupon for the Bandai Namco store, and it's weirdly the only place to get a physical copy of the game for Xbox here in Germany. No idea why. I love One Piece games, and I've been playing them since I was a kid. Obviously, I do enjoy Pirate Warriors games, but I also played, for example, One Piece Round the Land on PS2 extremely often, and I should really replay it. I know that not everyone is stoked about One Piece Odyssey having a turn-based combat system, but after playing the Fairy Tail game, I know that this combat system can fit an anime adaptation quite well. The One Piece series already had JRPG-like games, so it's nothing new for the franchise. The Nintendo 3DS game One Piece Romance Dawn, which was originally a PSP game, was in my opinion really good. The only thing that disappointed me was the lack of a 3D effect on Nintendo's handheld. It really made me enjoy games more, and I kinda miss it. When will we finally get a Nintendo Switch 3D? Anyway, one more thing that I want to talk about when it comes to One Piece Odyssey. I don't really like that the original outfits of the crew are apparently only available as a pre-order bonus. Why can't we get that as a bonus unlockable in the game? Apparently it's also not available for Frankie, which would have been the most important one to need it. I still don't like his post-time skip design. I've been waiting for this quite a while, and it's finally happening. Persona 3 and Persona 4 will release on modern consoles. I love both games, and I wish I had the time to instantly replay both, but I probably won't have the time for it yet. I wish there was a retail version of both games for the Nintendo Switch, so I could have them boxed, although in the end I can just play both of them on Game Pass if I want to. Persona 3 may have not aged well, and it's a little bit of a problem with how Atlus ports this game. There's still no definitive edition of the game, sadly. Persona 3 Portable has the female main character, better gameplay and all, but no anime cutscenes and you can't walk around, which never bothered me personally, but still. Then there's the epilogue in Persona Fest, which was not available in Persona 3 Portable. I honestly wish we would just get a full remake in Persona 5's engine, but I guess we will never have that. Persona 4 is how I personally fell into love with the series, and well, at least this one is the best available version. There's also some additions, like being able to rewatch some cutscenes. That's nice. I really recommend playing both, but maybe with a little guide if you want to see everything on your first go. Right after Persona, we will get the newest entry in the Fire Emblem series, Fire Emblem Engage. I gotta be honest, I haven't watched a whole lot of trailers for the game, because I usually just buy games that I want to get anyway without watching much. But from what I've seen, this game looks amazing. I'm also of the opinion that the female main character is extremely cute. I'm a huge fan of the artist who designed the main characters, Mika Picasso. They also designed a Fate Grand Order character and Hakas Bells, a VTuber associated with Hololive. I just really like the colorful style of their designs. I also enjoy Fire Emblem quite a lot, even though I still haven't finished all the routes and 3 houses, and I haven't even completed 3 hopes at all. I really should do that. Something that irks me is the already announced DLC with the Fire Emblem 3 Houses characters as downloadable content, but I guess that's nothing new for Fire Emblem to have nowadays. It's a cool thing that the game will celebrate the series in an interesting way by turning this game into a spin-off of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with the... are they even called Mirages? Stands? Let's call them stands. The stands are dope and do remind me a lot of Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which, by the way, is an amazing game and you all should play it. I was an idiot for not playing it back on Wii U, but finally did it with the improved Switch version, and I'm so glad I did. It's fantastic, you should all go play it. When February arrives, I will at least have some time to breathe and actually play the games I bought in January, but soon after my birthday I'm gonna get hit hard with Theathrhythm Final Bar Line. I love these games so much. I even imported Dragon Quest 1 on 3DS and was never able to play it until I randomly got a Japanese 3DS on eBay. Yay! The song list for the newest entry in the rhythm game series looks so good, and yes, I will sadly have to get the Digital Deluxe Edition to have everything. I love that in the DLC we will get songs from Nier, The World's End With You, Octopath Traveler, and stuff they haven't revealed yet. And the base game already comes with over 350 songs! You don't really need the DLC to have a huge gaming experience anyway. The main reason why I have to get the Deluxe Edition are the special music tracks, which are only included in the Deluxe Editions. For example, Eyes on Me from Final Fantasy VIII, To Xanacan from Final Fantasy X, and A Long Fall from Final Fantasy XIV. Those songs are just so good. The funny thing is, I don't even know how the game will play without a stylus yet, because I haven't watched a single trailer, except maybe for the stuff that's in the background right now. I will completely fall into a hole when playing this game for hours and hours on end, because I love the Final Fantasy franchise and its music a lot. I even have a signed copy of the Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack, because I once met Nobuo Uematsu at a live concert. I can't find the signed copy right now though, because I think it's somewhere in the basement, but at least I have this Mitomo picture with me as a me and Nobuo Uematsu as himself. That's something, right? I really wish I could be excited for the Tales of Symphonia remaster, but I am not, because it's literally just the PS3 port, which I already own, so screw that one. I am extremely excited for the Digimon World Next Order port though. I love the franchise, I love Digimon, and I can't wait to jump back into Next Order. I've been wanting to replay it for a while now anyway, and this is the perfect chance to do so. There's going to be a few improvements apparently, but probably not of the biggest problem the game had, a missing quest log. Oh, but we can walk faster now, yay! Digimon World Next Order is a direct sequel to the original Digimon World game, and as a huge fan of that game, this entry in the series surprised me with a few story things, and the gameplay was extremely fun for me. I do understand though when people don't like the Tamagotchi-like gameplay. I'm planning on talking about Digimon games in more detail in a future video. Hopefully by the time the port arrives, I'll be done with that one. So please look forward to it, there'll be lots of love and passion in it, but it's probably also gonna be extremely long. Just a few days later, I would get hit with a triple, but I probably won't be able to get all of the games on release. I am excited for Atelier Ryza 3, but I haven't even played the first two games. I really need to do that. On the same day, we will get Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, a remaster of the Wii game, which is fantastic and I love Kirby, it's an amazing game to play with friends, but I don't think I'm gonna get it on release, maybe a bit later. What I do want to get on release, even if I will end up playing it later, is Octopath Traveler 2. The first game was so good, and I'm happy we're getting another entry in the series, aside from the mobile game. The boss fights in the original game were just so much fun and the soundtrack was just amazing. The story surely had its ups and downs, and some characters were definitely more interesting than the others, but I love the concept. So this game is definitely a contender for being one of the best games next year in my opinion, but only if it's able to compete with the first Octopath Traveler. I would love to say that March is going to be a month to relax, but it's not really. Wo Long Fallen Dynasty will release right at the start of the month, and I wasn't really planning on getting it right away, but since it's going to be on Game Pass, I might check it out when it drops. I played the demo and I did enjoy it, but I kind of felt like I'm actually too stupid to grasp all of the possible things I could do in combat. I hope I can become better in the final game. That game isn't the only game that Koei Tecmo is releasing in the beginning of March though, because we will get a remake of Fatal Frame, Mask of the Lunar Eclipse, the up until then Japan exclusive Wii game. The franchise has been a favorite of mine since the old PS2 days, and I'm excited to finally play this missing link in the story. With the improved engine of the Wii U game, Maiden of the Black Water, the remake is gonna look really good. It fits the series really well and makes for a nice atmosphere when playing this horror game. Let's see how often I will have to change my pants when playing because some ghosts scared me too much. March will have another banger for me, which I'm super excited about. Peppa Pig World Adventures. I can't wait to experience another fun adventure with the walking bacon strip and... Okay, I'm just kidding. Bayonetta Origins Cereza and the Lost Demon will hopefully be a good experience. I love the style of the game already and I'm excited to learn more about, well, Bayonetta's origin. The franchise was at one point completely dead and I'm so happy that now we're even getting spin-offs. Bayonetta 3 is an amazing game and one of my favorite games in 2022, so obviously I'm looking forward to more content with the coolest witch there ever was. Bayonetta Origins has a charming fairy tale style and the gameplay itself looks different while still familiar to the series. It's gonna be a good time and this is a day one purchase for me for sure. I do kinda hope we'll get an announcement for a nice collector's edition though. Now, starting with April, confirmed release dates for games are getting less. So let's talk about the few things that have confirmed dates and then just go through a ton of games that have no date yet. So in April, for now, the only game I'm looking forward is the Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection. This collection of games will probably contain dozens of hours of fun, probably hundreds. I don't have the time for that actually, but I'm still excited. I only played like one of the games on an emulator way back, and to have it on the Switch is gonna be a good chance to play them all now. Now obviously in May I'm gonna get The Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom. I don't know what's wrong with me though, because I'm looking forward to it, but it's not like I'm extremely hyped. Maybe that will change once the release date is getting closer, I don't know. I'm super curious to see where the story goes though, and how they will build upon what Breath of the Wild did. I kinda don't want the same thing again, but with some new areas. I would like to have more than just a few new fresh things. But a lot of the game seems to take place on islands in the sky, which already makes things interesting for me. Maybe this will have some form of relation to what happened in Skyward Sword. After all, Breath of the Wild seems to take place at the end of all timelines and strangely contained elements of all three timelines. Maybe we will even learn about the timelines merging or something. That would be interesting, but since Nintendo likes to keep things vague, I doubt that's going to happen. The last game I'm looking forward with a confirmed release date is, well, Final Fantasy XVI. This game is the only reason why I want to get a PS4 at this moment. It looks so good! I have 100% trust in Naoki Yoshida as a producer and his team, simply because of how they basically saved Final Fantasy XIV and turned it into one of the most amazing games out there. The game looks like it's going to be a gameplay mix of Final Fantasy and Devil May Cry, I guess, and I'm living for that. The voice acting is amazing, and I know maybe I'm a little bit biased here, but the German voice acting seems to be absolutely amazing. See, I usually go for English voice acting if a game has it, because I do usually like the tone of it more than the German ones. But this time it seems to be so good that I just have to play it in German. Just look at the power of this guy's voice. Komm zu mir, Ifrit! Anyway, I kinda hope that Square Enix and Sony collab on a special edition for the PS5 with a cool design, but getting that might be even more difficult than getting a PS5 in general. Now let's take a look at upcoming games that have, as of recording this, no confirmed release date, in no particular order. Let's start with Eternights, I'm not entirely sure. A game that's a dating sim, but also an action game where you raid dungeons. If I understand it correctly, the game is heavily inspired by Persona 5 and made the developer quit their job and start on this game. I cannot believe that this is going to be their first project because it just looks so goddamn good. It also has some high profile voice actors, so I have no idea how this person got their budget. I also don't think it's just one person working on it because the quality of it just seems to be way too high. But I'm certainly super interested in this one and I will keep track of it. Hopefully it will actually release in 2023. Another game I've been following for a while now is Lies of P. A Bloodborne-esque Souls-like where you play as Pinocchio. Yes, you've heard that right. I don't know why there's suddenly so much Pinocchio content lately, but Lies of P looks like it's right up my alley with the visuals. The gameplay also looks really good and it's going to be on Game Pass day one. People were able to play it at Gamescom, I think, and it seems like they enjoyed it quite a lot. This was my biggest fear when it was announced. It's a dope concept, but will it be fun? And apparently it will, so I'm extremely stoked for this. Now, the next one seems to be made by parts of the Dangan Ronpa stuff and artists. Master Detective Archives Raincoat, which will arrive early 2023 apparently. This one is one of those games where I'll buy it simply based on the art style, but the gameplay also looks interesting. I do sure hope it's going to be good. What I know will be good is Rune Factory 3 Special. While the game has a release date for March in Japan, the West has no current info when it will arrive over here. I'm extremely excited about it though. I love Rune Factory, the games have brought me so much joy, but for some reason I never played the third entry of the series. So I'm extremely excited to get my filthy hands on it, and I will definitely buy it day one. One reason for that is because it's not a fully priced title, and it will also hopefully give the devs a bigger budget to work on Rune Factory 6, which hopefully will look a little bit better than the latest entry in the series. It wasn't ugly, but you know, there's certainly room for improvement. You might have realized by now that I do enjoy me a good JRPG, so it shouldn't be a surprise that I'm looking forward to Sea of Stars. The sprite art in this game is phenomenal. It also, for some reason, invokes the memories of good old RPG Maker days within me. I can't really explain why. This is one of those games where I really hope that it will live up to the hype that I myself have built up for it. And surely others too. Just looking at these screenshots and video footage of this game fills me with joy because I love the art style so much. It should have been out already, but it got delayed, which I don't mind because I would rather have the game be the best version of itself on release. Since I am planning to get a PS5 at some point in 2023, I do have to play Final Fantasy Remake Integrate to prepare for the hopefully in 2023 releasing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I do hope that the gameplay itself will be improved upon though, because I did not enjoy fighting in some parts of the remake. But I love the story and what it is doing. I'm super interested to see what Nomura has planned for the series, and as a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, I am not scared of what that man will do. I am ready. I have been training for this my entire life. So let's go, Nomura. Originally known as Project Eve, Sony announced a while ago that they will have Stellar Blade as a PS5 exclusive title next year. The game seems to fall into a Devil May Cry-like category, and I do love me a game like that. And yes, my interest is also increased by the fact of how hot the main protagonist is. Look, I'm a simple man. I see a hot woman hack and slash on some cool looking monsters and I'm sold. It's not like I would buy a PS5 for this game, but since I want to get it because of Final Fantasy 16, I might as well pick this one up when it arrives too. Back to old school looking games. Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is going to revive Suikoden-like games, and I'm super excited for it. It was one of the biggest Kickstarter projects ever, having raised $4.5 million on the crowdfunding platform. So the expectations surely are high. Mine certainly are. I love the Suikoden franchise, and having a game inspired by it instantly got my attention. It's also made by the Suikoden veterans Yoshitaka Murayama and Junko Kawano, so this entire project is very promising. The game will also be instantly available on Game Pass, which makes me super happy, but this is one of those games where I might still get a physical copy. Sadly, not getting a physical copy are the actual Suikoden 1 and 2 remasters. I can't believe we're getting a remaster at all, and one that actually seems to have quite a lot of work put into it. Suikoden 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, and it's still on my wishlist to get the PlayStation 1 version at some point. I might have to sell a kidney for that though. But it's amazing to finally get those two amazing games on modern consoles, and I really recommend you checking the remasters out when they finally arrive. Konami is thankfully doing something right again. So let's support that and show them that they shouldn't just sit on all those amazing franchises they have and do something with it. I do enjoy me a good MMORPG and I love anime, so it's not a big surprise that Blue Protocol has caught my attention when it was announced. An anime MMORPG made by Bandai Namco surely has the potential to be good, but that doesn't mean it will be. There's a lot of MMORPG out there, and a lot of them look good and promising, but end up being boring and just awful. Blue Protocol will also be a free-to-play title, so there's surely going to be an overpriced in-game shop. But since Bandai Namco has tons of IPs under the name, there could be some cool content. Blue Protocol is like the best chance to have a nice collab with Sword Art Online, for example. And people would surely cash out to have their character in an Asuna outfit. I would personally rather go for a Xenon outfit though, because she's best girl in Sword Art Online, hands down, and she's the only good thing about it. Sword Art Online kinda sucks, y'all. There, I said it. Apparently finally releasing in 2023 is Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which still looks way too good to be true. I occasionally play the original Grand Blue, but since it's so massive, I never got into it too much. But this game would be the perfect chance to finally hop into the franchise for real. The game does make me a bit sad though, because I can only imagine what a Dragalia Lost spin-off like this would have looked like. Man. As you can see, 2023 already looks to be a year full of amazing games, and I've only talked about a few of the games that are already announced. And I'm sure there's a lot of games I just completely forgotten about and missed talking about, so I'm sorry about that. I would love to learn about what you are looking forward the most, so please tell me in the comments below which games you are planning to get in 2023. Also, remember to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more gaming content from yours truly. I am Gaming Quitte, the most delicious Quitte of them all, and I thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye!